Hey friends, in this video I'm going to go over care for newborns with curly hair. This is from Curls Untangled, the hair care book for parents with mixed kids and curls. All right, so care for newborns. This is super important because babies need different hair care than any other child. So we're talking about babies from 0 to 6 months, maybe up to a year, depending on how much hair your baby has or how it's growing in, how sensitive their skin is, things to that nature. Biracial kids, they are usually born with one or more textures of hair. So that can be at the top of the scalp, the back of the head, different places on their scalp. They might just have different textures, and that's totally normal. Also, different children will have different hair textures, curl patterns, all of these other things that I mentioned in my previous video. Their hair will also change over time. So just because you nail a hair care routine when your baby is a newborn, that will change as they grow. I've witnessed it oh so many times. All right, so cleansing. For infants, you want to use a sulfate-free shampoo, something baby safe. Maybe you want to use natural ingredients. You want to wash no more than 2 times per week. Baby skin dries out rather quickly. Maybe you just want to wash 1 time a week. And especially if babies have cradle cap, you want to look out for that as well. I'll get into that at the end of this video. Number 2 is conditioning. You want to opt for a lightweight conditioner. We are not using those heavy leave-in conditioning products on our newborn baby skin. You want lightweight, if anything at all. The baby is already producing like a natural oil from their skin that will give their hair just enough what they need at this stage in their life. Also, remember, your baby is going to be sensitive to stuff. And you don't know what they're sensitive to yet, and every child is different. So what maybe your previous child was totally not sensitive to anything, it wasn't until my 4th baby that I had to deal with eczema. Cradle cap, I only really saw it in my 1st child and my 4th, not so much the twins. All right, so again, the conditioner, something very lightweight, something fragrance-free. You don't want to put any heavy perfumes, any of that on your newborn baby. Use your fingers to work in the product. Like seriously, don't go hard, not on the scalp. You're just working it on the very ends of the hair. And please, this is a baby, especially if your baby is rolling now, you're going to get frizzy hair. You might have a bald spot on the back of the baby's head, maybe the side of the head. That is because of where they're sleeping, whether it's on their back. My child, all of my children got like a bald spot on the back. The car seat will rub on their scalp, so you might have a bald spot. You might only really have hair at the top at first. That is completely normal. Also, you want to think about, like, sometimes you can take a satin sheet, and cover the car seat. Make sure that it's soft, something that if it moves against the baby's skin, it's not cotton. You want to think about this for their crib as well. Cotton is going to cause the hair breakage, and they'll more so have that bald spot. I think that's my little chihuahuas in the background. I decided to record outside today because it was so beautiful out. So we might have some nature interruptions. That's totally fine, right? So yeah, conditioning, something really soft. You can use a soft bristle brush if it seems like your baby is ready for that. Otherwise, just use your fingers. Rinse it out as needed. So something lightweight, rinse it out. And be cautious of your baby's soft spot if they are very tender on their soft spot as well. All right, so step 3, I have them all broken down in my book. You can get this on an ebook under $10. I can send you the page. Just send me a message. I will send you a copy. And also the hardback, the soft cover book is on Amazon, so you can check that out there. So for step C, I get into styling. How can you style your newborn's hair? Well, usually there's nothing that you need to do. Like maybe a light leave-in, maybe a misting spray, but that is it. Nothing heavy. If you notice irritation in their skin, please stop right away. Don't continue. All right, let's get into hair growth. You can see my girlfriend's little baby here, how his hair was growing in. But also look at my twins' hair. Like totally different. She had really, really fine hair, and this twin Kennedy, she has fine hair to this day, whereas Kendall's scalp produce thicker, dense hair, and it stayed that way for her life. Like, her hair is so full and has so much volume. So didn't know it at the time, but that's completely, it kind of stayed the same so far. But yeah, you might have little balding areas. That is completely normal. Do not put pressure on yourself, your baby, to make their hair look amazing when they are newborn. You just want to make sure it's healthy. Each baby's hair will grow at its own rate. Different areas may grow faster, some slower. Again, you're going to have that breakage, moving of the car seat, the crib, the fabric, things like that. Some infants get bald spots just from how they lay, how they're turning over. This is all normal, but if you do feel a concern, please check with their doctor. I always, we go to Google, but always the doctor's gonna be more ready, especially because now you can just text pictures to the doctors. They're gonna be super ready to be able to jump on something if it is something really noticeable that could be a concern. And then I get into tangles. All right, if curls are long enough, they might become tangled. Just keep them moisturized and have your child sleep on a satin bed sheet. Remember, nothing else in the crib, no pillows, anything like that, but the satin crib sheet. All right, so cradle cap. You can't really see it too well in this picture. Well, maybe you can. The cradle cap, it's really dry. Some hair loss might happen. You might see chunks fall out over time. Don't scrape at it. Don't put anything that's really gonna irritate that and make it worse. Definitely check with the doctor. Products are changing all the time, right? So what I might have used 10 years ago is probably not what we use today. It's just really key to keep it moisturized, and you should stay prepared for the texture to change as they get older. So again, this is Care for Newborns. This is page 41 and page 42 in Curls Untangled. I hope you guys found this useful. I am recording every page in this book so that it's on a video, because sometimes that's just the easier way for some people to learn. Listen to it in the car or have it playing while you're doing their hair, because I am going to get into styles and braids, and you can just braid along with me. So thanks for watching. I love you guys so much. Take care. Bye-bye.